Welcome to Live Daf, your online Daf Yomi Shir.
Shalom Aleichem and welcome back to today's Daf Hayomi, which is Nedarim Daf Lamed Beis. Perhaps let's back up to the beginning of the Gemara here. So it's right after the Mishnah on Lamed Aleph Amid Beis, on line 6 from the bottom of the Amid. We're on the topic of Bris Milah. Tanya, Rabbi Yehuda ben Karcha Eimer. Gedoyla Milah. Look how great the mitzvah of Milah is. Shekal zechuyos she'asa Moshe Rabbeinu. We find that despite the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu was engaged in so many mitzvahs and so many good deeds, all those zechuyos loy amdaloi did not protect him. Kishin is Rashel ben Hamilah, when he was slightly negligent. When it came to Bris Milah, he delayed it, and that placed him in danger. Shenemar vayivkeshehu Hashem vayivakesh amitoi. When he delayed doing Milah on his newborn son, he was confronted by a malach who threatened him with Misa. So look how great the mitzvah of Milah is in a timely manner. Amar b'yesi chas v'shalom sheMoshe Rabbeinu nisrashil min hamilah. Chas v'shalom, to say that Moshe Rabbeinu actually was neglecting when it came to Milah. Ela kach amar, rather Moshe Rabbeinu was actually very calculated, and that was the reason behind his delaying the Bris Milah. Ela kach amar, Hashem just gave me instructions to go back to Mitzrayim. What should I do? Emoil ve'etze, should I do Milah and then embark on our journey? Sakanahi, traveling with newborn, it places the newborn in sakana. Shenemar v'yibayim ashlishi. We find that the people of Shechem were weakened, when a very weakened state, up until 3 days after the Milah. Says Moshe Rabbeinu, traveling weakens a person, puts him in sakana if he's just undergone this operation. So that option is out. Milah and traveling doesn't work. Okay, what about Milah and then waiting 3 days? I can't delay our return to Mitzrayim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Amar Li Leich Shuv Mitzrayim. Hashem told us to go to Mitzrayim. I can't stay another 3 days. It would seem from the Gemara that the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu went back with his wife and children was as per direct instructions from Hashem, which is a chiddush. And the Rishonim, it would seem perhaps that it was Moshe Rabbeinu's call. Ramban Chumash is mashma like that. He decided to, it should lend a credence. It should look more credible. The fact that he's bringing his children indicates that the Geula is imminent. Well, from our Gemara, it's mashma that Hashem told me to go back with the kids. So if that's the case, why was he punished? Ella mipnei ma nenash Moshe. Why was he punished? Not because of a delay. He had to leave right away. Rather, when he came to his place of lodging, en route to Mitzrayim, and it was already close to Mitzrayim, he shouldn't have, tended to his luggage and set up the place for his family. He should have done the Milah first. So it was a matter of prioritizing which mitzvah goes first. Milah should have come first. And that was the issue. He was involved in the arrangements of lodging first. Pasuk says he was b'derech b'mala. What's the point of mentioning b'mala? To indicate that he was engaged in the malain aspect, and he should have engaged in the Milah aspect first. So according to these shittos, Moshe Rabbeinu himself was threatened by the malach, whether it was because he was in Israshel, or whether it was because it was a slight shift in priorities. In any case, it was Moshe Rabbeinu who was ne'enash. Here comes a third shita. Rabban Shimon Gamliel Aimer, no, Loyal Moshe Rabbeinu bikesh Satan or malach laharig. It wasn't Moshe Rabbeinu who was being threatened by that malach. Ella lo tinek, rather it was the baby himself. Shenamar ki chasan damim atoli. Once a parah actually did the bris, She called him Chasan Damim. Who's Chasan Damim? Say take a look. Mikari Chasan. Whom do we refer to with the Lashon Chasan? It's a newborn who just underwent a bris milah, which makes him connected, like a marriage, makes him connected to Hashem through the first mitzvah that he experiences. That's why he's called Chasan. So the child was actually being threatened, not Moshe Rabbeinu. Interesting to note, Maharsha makes this point. He brings a medrash that actually Moshe Rabbeinu had sworn to Yisro not to do milah to one of his children, and he was actually prevented from doing so because of that shavua. So that explains the Gemara here. According to this pshat, it was not Moshe Rabbeinu being swallowed by the snake or whatever. It was the child who was placed in danger. If so, why did Tzipora have to do the bris? According to the first pshat, Moshe Rabbeinu was sort of incapacitated at that point. So Tzipora quickly grabbed the stone and she made the bris. But according to this pshat, there was a child in danger. Why didn't Moshe Rabbeinu do the bris? Oh, because he promised. He had that commitment that he can't do the bris. So Tzipora took over and she did the bris. Darash Rabbi Yehuda bar Bizna. He taught us as follows. B'shosh and Israshil Moshe Rabbeinu min Amila. When Moshe Rabbeinu was negligent with this milah, Bo Af v'chema, two destructive forces, malachim, Af, anger, and chema, wrath, came along, ubal'u, and they swallowed him, began swallowing Moshe Rabbeinu. V'leishiru mimenu el raglav, only leaving over his raglaim. The Iran says this is makam milah that was left over, which was a sign to Tzipora as to what's going on, as to why they're coming to attack, because of the negligence in the mitzvahs milah. Miyad, immediately, Vatikach Tzipora tzur, she took the stone. Vatichra, it says Arlas benam, and she removed the arla from her child. Miyad, immediately, is brought relief. Vayiref mimenu. The Malach let go of Moshe Rabbeinu. Ba'isa Shah, at that point, Bikesh Moshe Rabbeinu lahargam. Moshe wanted to destroy them. Why? Because he understood that they were just coming on their own. They weren't heaven sent. He wasn't really, negligent. He felt differently, and we know that when a person's attacked, chas v'shalom, haba lahargecha, hashkem laharga, go get up and destroy your attacker. He wanted to destroy them. Shenemar haref, heref me'af v'azev chema. It's a pasuk in Tehillim. Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, let go of the af, leave the chema, don't destroy them, because actually I sent him to threaten you because of what you did. Some maintain that in fact he was successful partially. L'chema, harga l'chema, he killed chema. Shenemar chema, I do not have chema anymore. Really? Chema no longer exists? V'aksiv ki agarti. Mibnei af v'chema. Moshe Rabbeinu said, I was fearful of the powers of af and chema. This was when Klal Yisrael did Chatoim. Later on in the Midbar, clearly chema still existed. Trei chema, havidu, two aspects of chema. One destroyed, one existed. Ema gunda the chema. The chema actually was destroyed, but his entourage was still in existence. Tanya Rabbi Yehuda, Gedoyla Milah. Look how great the mitzvah Milah is. She'ein lecha mishen es asek b'mitzvah is kavram avinu. Is there a person more greatly involved in mitzvahs than Avraham Avinu? He was the first one who did all the mitzvahs, even the Erev Tavshilin. Not only that, the Mishnah Perkei Avos says that he gathered together he was zeicher to get schar keneged kulam, all the generations before him that did not do mitzvahs. He got all the schusim from them, so he was the greatest in terms of his involvement in mitzvahs, especially mitzvahs chesed and achras and kiruv. Despite all that, v'lo nikra tamim. When did he attain the title tamim, complete, full connection to Hashem? Ella al shem milah, that only came because of the mitzvah milah that he did. Shenemar yisal chalfanav v'yisamim. Hashem tells him, walk before me, become tamim through bris milah. As it says in the pasuk, v'ksiv etna brisi b'nei b'necha, that brought about tamimus. Davar acher, g'doyla milah. Look how great milah is. Sheshkula keneged kol mitzvah shebetorah. There's an aspect of milah which is equal to all the mitzvahs in the Torah. All mitzvahs have a specific connection, the way we involve ourselves in this activity which connects us to Hashem. But there are certain mitzvahs which the Gemara considers them shakol keneged kol mitzvahs because they have a very a strong personal aspect to them. It allows you to identify, to personally connect with Hashem, which is a total entity. One of which is Milah, which creates that personal bond, inseparable bond with Hashem. It says, Advar Me'ela, all the mitzvahs, karati bris. So we see that bris equals all the mitzvahs. Davar Achar, another pshat, Gedoyle Milah. Look at the greatness of Milah. Shalomale Milah, if not for Milah, the world would not exist. Shnemar imle brisi, if not for the bris, yemim v'layla, chukos shemayim v'aretz le'samti. So no Milah, no world. Uplika the Rabbi Lezer. This pshat is a bit different than Rabbi Lezer's pshat. Rabbi Lezer, G'dayla Torah. This pasuk highlights the greatness of Torah. Shalom alei Torah. If not for that, the world will not continue to exist. In fact, Ruchaim Volozhin writes that there would be even a single moment where there would be a total void of Liban HaTorah in the world would just disintegrate. Shanamar loy brisi yemim v'layla. If not for brisi, which is the bris of Yemim V'Layla, of Hagisa B'Yemim V'Layla, learning Torah, Chukos Shemayim V'Aretz Le'Samti, the world will not continue to exist. Amar Vidamarav, Amar LaKadosh Baruch Hu Avram, Avinu, He's Salach L'fanav V'Yetamim. And Hashem tells him, become a Tamim. He didn't know what it was referring to. Achzasei Ra'ada. He was gripped by a tremble. Omar, he said, did I do something wrong? Shema Yesh B'Davar Meguna, there's something inappropriate that I did, something negative within me. Once Hashem explained to him, no, there's nothing wrong. I just want to elevate you, bring you closer, give you the opportunity to create a bond, a covenant, a bris. And the skara daitoi, that put him at ease. The pasuk says, Hashem took him outside. Why? Avram tells Hashem, Master of the world. He said, I took a close look at the heavenly constellations which represent my program in the world, my mazel. And there's a girsa here, I'm not able to have children. That's just the way it is. By nature, I can't bear children. What's going to be with my continuity? Hashem tells him, no, don't worry. Leave the confines, the realm of the mazalis. You're beyond that. You're above that. You transcend nature. Ein mazel Yisrael. Mazel can't affect Klal Yisrael. There's a famous thesis in Gemara Shabbos which asks. Here we say Ein mazel Yisrael, but in Maseches Katan, the Gemara clearly says that regarding the following three things: bani chayim izoini, children, life, and sustenance. It's not a matter of schusam. It's all dependent on your mazel. So clearly, mazel has what to say in this matter. Answers Tosfos. Klal Yisrael is unique in the sense that although we do have a program, we run a certain track, al pidei derech hateva, but we have the ability to rise above that with a great schus. Perhaps with tefillah, we could overcome the mazel and connect directly to Hashem and not be given to the influence of all these powers. Ein mazel Yisrael. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak matmim atzmai. And a person just goes with trust, with sincerity, doesn't investigate the future, just deals with the here and the now, knowing that he's in good hands. Hashem's in control. When a person's a tamim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu matmim imay. Likewise, Hashem fulfills his trust. Shenemar im chasetes chasad ingrar tamim. With a person who's a tamim ti tamam Hashem, you behave likewise. Amar b'eisha kala matmim atzmish. A person who's just trusting in Hashem, doesn't try to push his way through life, just takes it as it goes. Eventually, he'll have a successful moment, he'll rise to greatness. He'll have siyata d'shmaya. If you conduct yourself with timimus, what happens? You achieve success. Amar Rabbi. On this topic, a person who's engaged in nichush, in sorcery, submitting himself to all those other powers of nature. Loy nachash. They go after him. He gets nachash. He's given to their powers. Shenemar ki loy nachash b'Yaakov. Nachash is, yes, applied to Yaakov. Lo is like, two, yes. Asks the Gemara, what do you mean? Lamed Aleph Ksiv. It's spelled Lamed Aleph. There will be no Nachash by Yaakov. Ella, you're right. Mida connected Mida. The source for this concept is a person engaging in this stuff brings about the effect on himself. Mida connected Mida, measure for measure. And the Ran brings a Gemara in Avei Psachim, man de kapit kapdina lei. If a person is very particular with these things, ayin hara and zugais and all these things, just preoccupy his mind. It means he's submitting to the laws of nature, submitting to the evil forces of evil, and then he's sort of enabling them. He's empowering them to control him. But otherwise, a person rises above that. I'm Hashem's child. Hashem, will look after me. I'm unconcerned with any other powers of nature. Then he earns a greater measure of hashgacha pratis, esiyat shmaya, and greater protection. In fact, he has greater insight, deeper insight. Tani Ava Braid Rabbi Zera. He taught us as follows: Kol adam she'eino manachish, a person who avoids these powers of nichush, machnisin, oisav, mechitza, he's allowed behind the scenes, behind the mechitza, shafilu malachi ashoris. Ein nichoyin l'konos b'toicha. He's allowed beyond where the malach hashoris can go, and he gets that inside information. He gets Hashem's. He's exposed, so to speak, to Hashem's perspective. Kaviyachol. Shenamar ki lo nachash b'Yaakov. Well, Kesem Yisrael, because Yisrael is not engaged in these things. The pasuk continues. The malachim will ask Klal Yisrael, Ma po'al keil. Well, what's going on there? What's Hashem planning? You have greater insight than us because you're above us. Amar Rabbi Vo, Amar Rabbi Lozer. Mipnei ma. Nenash Avram Avinu. What was the catalyst to Avram Avinu becoming, getting punished in terms of his children going into Golus? V'nishtabel banav l'mitzrayim, Moshaim v'eser shanim, and his children having to be enslaved for 210 years. What brought this about? What did he do wrong? Answer is, Mipnei she'asa an garya b'tamid chachamim, when he fought the kings. He drafted the Talmidei Chachamim into his army. He shouldn't have done that. He should have left the fighting for the non-learners. Shenemar ve'yorek es chanicha v'ilidei beisei. So his chanichim, his students, were involved in the worrying. U'shmol amar pnei shehifrez amideisu shaklish baruch. Hifrez means to, it's lashon of excessive and to expand. That's literally the lashon hifrez. Vite v'hifker to be mafker. Over here it means he questioned. He sort of over-questioned Hashem's behavior, Hashem's commitment. Shehivers amadeisav shalish baruch. What do we find that Shenemar, when Hashem promised him, Eretz Yisrael in the future, he asked him, "How do I know it's going to be?" He questioned. Shenemar b'ma edak yiroshena, and that was the root of the Golus in Mitzrayim. Rabbi Yehuda Omar, the einish was because shehifresh bnei adam melikonis tachas kanfi hashchina. He didn't grab the opportunity to bring more people into the Shechina, into Kedusha. Shenemar tein li hanefesh v'rechush kachlach. When he captured all those people during that war, the Melech Stom made him an offer: take the treasure and give it back to people. He should have refused. He should have taken the people and made them bali tshuva. Because he failed to take that opportunity, the einish came about. So this is describing how he went to war. What does Vayorek es chanichav mean? Rav Amar Sharikim v'Torah. He emptied them from Torah because they were now preoccupied with the war. Ushmol Amar Sharikan b'Zahav. He loaded them up with gold. He gave them a good salary to come join the battle. And how many were they? Shmoina Asar v'Shleish Meis, 218. Amar Ami bar Abba. On top of all that, we have Eliezer, who also joined the battle. Eliezer connected Kum. In fact, he was so powerful, he was equal to all of them. There's another version. They weren't really 318. It was only Eliezer himself who accompanied Avram to battle. Eliezer. It's just Eliezer. Why is it 318? The chush b'nei hachi hava. Because the numerical value, the gematria of the word Eliezer, 318. So that's the remez to Eliezer himself. Continuing on the topic of gematrias, Va'amar b'ami bar Abba, ben gimel shanim, hikir Avram es bored. How old was Avram when he discovered Hashem? 3 years old. Shenamar, as the pasuk says, we know that Avram Avinu lived for 175 years, right? And the pasuk says, Ekev asher shama Avram b'koyle. Hashem listened to my voice for the term of Ekev. What is Ekev? 172. Chush b'nei meya v'shivim train. So, for the duration of Ekev years, he followed Hashem and he listened to my koil. 175 minus 172 leaves us with 3. The first 3 years of his life, he was discovering Hashem. So that's how we know. Ben Gimel Shanim, Hikir Avram is Boire. V'amar Rabbi bar Abba. Another gematria. The word Hasatan, which describes the prosecutorial aspect of the Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Hara has wears many different hats, many different roles, which he plays. He entices a person. He's the Malach HaMavis. He acts as a prosecutor in Shemayim, bad-mouthing and trying to make us appear guilty chas v'shalom before Hashem. So the word Hasatan b'chushbonei tlas mia v'shisin v'abba equals 364, which is 1 day less than the full solar year, 365. How's that? Says the Ran on the top line here on the right. Hasatan b'chushbonot tlas mea v'shitin v'abba. What's the significance? V'moisa achama. The year is comprised of 365. Im kein ikar chad yoyim the less l'rishus l'mistan. So 1 day a year he gets off. He can't really act as a prosecutor. The Hainu Yom Kippurim, he's out of business. So it's a horror in terms of arousing the desire and all that. Of course he's there, but the Satan aspect of the Yetzer Hara is on vacation on Yom Kippur. V'amar Rami bar Abba ksiv Avram ksiv Avraham. Avram Avinu first is described as Avram, and later on after the Bris Milah as Avraham. What is the significance of this name change? But Chila initially himlicha HaKadosh Baruch Hu al Masayim v'arba Mushlosh Eivarim. Initially, Hashem gave him the power, empowered him over most of his body. A body consists of 248 Eivarim. He was controlling 243, as per the word Avram, which is B'gematria 243. But 5 aspects, 5 Eivarim, 5 limbs, were not really under his control. 2 eyes, 2 ears, and the Eivar of the Zachar. That wasn't completely under his control. A person is just exposed to various things, and it's just inevitable that that he's going to be exposed. You don't have complete control over those conduits. But eventually, after the bris, Hashem gave him extra special, heavenly assistance, that he should be protected on all fronts. Eluain, which 5? Shtei Einayim, 2 eyes, or Shtei Oznayim, your ears, V'shagvir, the Eivar Zacha, and the desires, which instigate that. The Gemara in Baba Basra tells us, Hirure Avera, silly thoughts just attack a person, even unwillingly. So this was a special siyata d'shmaya. The Rosh says, based on the Gemara in Yuma, Ragli Chasidav Yishmar. When a person is misgaber al Yitzroy, when a person works hard, ultimately, Meroiv Tzid Kasei Mosram B'Yadei. When a person reaches a high level, Hashem grants him the special siyata d'shmaya. It's like a gift, like a matana, to complete the process that he's fully exposed to Kedusha only and protected on all other matters. Says the Ran on the 3rd line from the top, Shtei Einayim, Shtei Oznayim, Shebetchila, Himlicha Kadosh Baruch Hu Leivarav, Shem B'Reshusay Lizoyer Me'avera. Initially, he had the power, he had the Siyata D'Shmaya, to control those Eivarim which are in his control. Aval, but there are some which are just out of your control. Einav Ve'aznav Shaladam, his eyes, his ears, Einav B'Reshusay, they're not really totally under control. Shari Al Korcha, Yira Be'ena, Azav Yishma, a person's going to see, he's going to hear, and have evil thoughts. But after the Milah, he got special siyata d'shmaya. Hashem made him a melech on all the Eivarim, even on these. What does this mean? To only experience positive experiences. Reish Agvia is the Shanim or the Mila. Continues the Gemara. V'amar Rami Barabba. My dichsiv. What does the pasuk in Kehelas mean when it says Ir Ketana? There's a small city, Vanoshim B'Ma'at, with a few people there, and the Melech Gadol comes and attacks it and builds traps around it, and there's this man in there, Ish Miskein, a wretched person. He's actually wise, but not really too capable, not too powerful. But he uses his chachma to protect the city and fend off the attacker. What is the analogy? What's the mashal here? It's referring to us as a person, and describing everything that goes on within us in that battle between good and bad, the Yitzhahara and the Yitzhatoif. Ir Ketana, this small ear, what is that? Zehaguf, that's our body, with all powers vying for attention, battling for control over that, helpless body. Vanoshim B'Mahat, with very few people there. Elo Ivarim, which means the Ivarim of a person. A person is barely capable of controlling and doing. So that's a description of a person. And what happens? Ubo Eleo Melech Gadol. He's now attacked by a big king, the Yitzhahara, Vesiviv Oisa, who surrounds it, the Yitzhahara, who's a Melech Ksil, all-powerful king. Ubo Eleo Mutzudim Charamim. Erects all kinds of traps around us. Elo Avoinois, enticing us to sin. And who do we discover inside this small city? An ish miskin v'chacham, a helpless man, but very wise. Not too powerful physically, but very wise. And he has that advantage. The chachma, which the Yitzhahara doesn't have. That's a description of ze yetzer toiv. U'mileit hu ha'se'ir chachmasa, using his chachma, quality over quantity. He allows us to fend off, to protect ourselves, and to survive this experience. So tshuva masim tovim, by encouraging us to do tshuva masim tovim, which fend off the attack, which protect us, and bring us success over the Yitzhahara. V'adam lo yizachar es ha'ishahu ha'miskanahu. And the pasuk continues, there's no recollection of the Yitzhahara. What does that mean? The b'shas Yitzhahara, when a person is heavily involved in a Yitzhahara experience, lest lemit galei Yitzhahara, he has no recollection at all of the Yitzhahara. When a person is so immersed in physicality, he's totally, oblivious to the power of good. That's how strong the Yitzhahara is. But ultimately, the chachma of the Yitzhahara prevails. Ha-chachma to'iz l'chacham chachma. The Yitzhahara empowers the chacham me'asor shalitim, more than the 10 rulers. What does that mean? Ha-chachma to'iz l'chacham. Zu tshuva masim tovim. The chachma of the chacham, the good deeds, enlighten the person, purify the person, me'asor shalitim, and allow him to channel and to utilize his 10 expressions properly. What are the 10 expressions? Shtei einayim, both eyes, shtei oznaim, both ears, shtei yadayim, shtei raglayim, reish agvia, peh, and his mouth. Amar Rabbi Zechariah Mishum Rishmol, Bikater HaKadosh Baruch Hu, initially Hashem planned on creating a Kohanim from Shem, the son of Noach. Lahitzi Kunim is Shem. Shem was going to be the patriarch of the Kohanim. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, V'hu, this is a reference to Malki Tzedek, another name for Shem, the son of Noach. V'hu Kohen, L'Keil Elyon, he's a Kohen. This would have continued on to his children. And what happened? Kiva shehiktem birchas Avram, the birchas Hamokim, when he met Avram Avinu, and he applied a bracha to Avram before referencing a bracha to Hashem, that was the undoing of his kahuna, Yitziyah Avram. Hashem removed it. Yitziyah Avram. Hashem decided to produce Kohanim from Avram. So although Avram really is a descendant of Shem, but it means to say the other descendants of Shem don't have access to Kahuna. It's only from Avram onward. So when Malki Tzedek met Avram, he said, Baruch Avram l'keil Elyon, Kohen Hashem Ba'aretz. So a bracha to Avram, and then Baruch Keil Elyon, a bracha to Hashem. Avram asks him in this order. I'm just a servant of Hashem. First you refer to Hashem, then me. So that was his undoing. Miyad Nosnal Avram, Hashem reverted it to Avram. Shenamar Hashem. Hashem speaks Adoni, referring to Avram Avinu, who's called Adoni because he was the first one to use the lashon Adon, a reference to Hashem. Shavli Mini, you sit to my right. Ad Oshes Ayvecha Adon Logech, until I conquer your enemies. Then it says, Nishba Hashem v'le'inachem. Hashem promised him, Ata kohen l'olam. You are going to be a kohen, you and your children. Why? Al divrasi Malkitzedek. What does that mean? Al diburish Malkitzedek, because of the words of Malkitzedek, as we explained. And that explains the pasuk by Malkitzedek. V'hu kohen l'kel elyon v'hu. Who kohen? He's a kohen, but not his children. Ve'en zarei kohen hadon lachabar nedar. Says the Mishnah, Ein bein hamudar lahanod b'chaveroi, lumudar hemenu machal. There are two forms of neder in terms of distancing from a friend. You can say, with the power of neder, I'm going to keep away from you completely. No hanoah at all. I can't benefit at all from you. That's mudar hanoah b'chaveroi. What's the difference between that expression, between that commitment, and a fellow who says, I'm going to be mudar from you in terms of ma'achal, in terms of achila. It's a food-related disengagement. Any difference? Big differences. Number one, ela drisa seregel. Can you walk through his property? So if it's mudar hanoah, you can't. But if it's just mudar haimenu ma'achal, this is not a food-related benefit. You can walk through his property. That's number one. Number two, v'kelim, regarding borrowing utensils. She'ein oisem ha'mechal nefesh, not used to prepare food. Mudar hanoah cannot. Mudar machal can. Hamudar machal mechaver. Even a person whose mudar machal, it's a food-related commitment, which allows him to borrow ordinary utensils, provided they're not food-related. Well, yes, but he can't lend him nafa or kvara, or a chaim betan, or a sieve, a sifter, a grinder, or an oven, because they are used for food preparation. Aval mashaloi, but he can lend him chaluk, v'tabas, v'talas, and a zamim, a robe, a ring, a garment, or some ring, nose rings, earrings. So bottom line is, the risas haregel is mutar by mudar machal, but not mudar hanoah. That's a chiddush, because typically people are not particular about people walking through their fields in the middle of the summer. So why is it asur by mudar hanoah? Man Tana, who's the Tana speaking here? Omer Rav Bar Ava Rab Lezer. It's Shitas Rab Lezer, the son of Lezer. Oima afilu vitor asur b'mudar hanoah. Even something which is called vitor. So Rashi says the classic example is a merchant just throwing in an extra bonus. It's called vitor. Just one for the road. Something which people are not too particular about. They don't care. Even that's considered asur. If you are a mudar hanoah, the fact is you have benefit and it's coming from him. Chachamim disagree, because if it's something that people don't care about, he hasn't given you anything. You've taken, but he hasn't given you anything. It's something he's just mafker. It's hefker. He doesn't care. But this Mishnah apparently is Rabbi Lezer, and therefore even the risas haregel would be asur if you are a mudar hanoah. Okay, what did we learn today? Moshe Rabbeinu delaying the mitzvah's milah cost him agony. It was nanash. We have several reasons for this. Either it was just rashless, or it was actually calculated. It was just a question of prioritizing. When he got to the moloin, we have two shittas in terms of who was swallowed by the malachim, Moshe Rabbeinu himself or the child. We espouse the greatness of milah. It's shakal keneged kol mitzvahs. It brings tmimos, allows you to transcend nature. We learned about the gematria of Eliezer, gematria of Hasatan, gematria of Avram, who got special shot to the Shmaya to be totally in control of all facets of his being. We learned about the chachma of the Yetzer Tov, which allows us to overpower the Yetzer Hara with all his shenanigans. And we concluded with the difference between mudar hanoah, which is an hanoah-related commitment, as opposed to mudar hamenu machal, which is limited to food interaction. All the best to you and much hatzlacha.